up, it's Liam, and today I'll be taking a look at this. It's the Nokia Steel smartwatch, or hybrid watch better. It was first developed by Withings, but Withings got purchased by Nokia, I think 2 or 3 years ago maybe. I had my eyes on this and so far it's been really cool. So let's take a look. There is honestly not that much in the box itself. It's a really nice experience though, it's a really sturdy box. You got some paperwork, of course, just some quick installation guide. If you need it, it's there. You also get a tool to start and reset your watch. You should probably keep this somewhere where you remember it, or you can probably also use a toothpick. I'm not sure, but it sure looks like a fancy toothpick. And of course you also get the watch itself right here. And honestly, it's a good looking watch. When it comes to smartwatches or hybrid smartwatches, this is a really nice watch. It's fully analog, of course, that's the whole deal with Nokia Steel. You also have a more expensive version, which is the Nokia Steel HR, which has a small screen where the Nokia logo is right now, which will show your heart rate. And I also think it can show notifications from your phone, at least a small icon. This one doesn't have that, but the advantage of the Steel over the Steel HR for me was the battery life, because this uses just a normal watch battery which lasts about 6 to 8 months, whereas the Steel HR uses lithium-ion batteries which you have to charge every 5 days or something like that. I also wanted something that didn't really look like a smartwatch, and they nailed it with this. It definitely looks just like a normal watch, but it has some smart features. So let's go over those. When it comes to smart features, you really have 3 big pillars. The first one is the activity tracking, which will track your steps, your running, your swimming, any activity you define yourself, it'll track in the application. Secondly, you can also track your sleep and your sleep cycles using the same accelerometer that's built into the watch to track your activity, and it works relatively well. Lastly, you can also use the watch to wake you up using the alarm feature. It will lightly vibrate to wake you up, but it's important to note that it is not a hard vibration. If you're a deep sleeper, you might not wake up with this alarm, and that's why I recommend not using this as your sole alarm if you really need to get up for work, school, or anything else. However, when you wake up using the watch, it is a lot nicer than your standard beeping alarm. It just gives you less of a headache when you get out of bed. A nice feature of this watch is also that you get this 0 to 100% dial right here, which shows you how much of the daily step goal you have reached. I have reached this a couple of times, and it resets back to 0 when you reach it, and then it just continues on ticking between 0 and 100%. If you want to see how much steps you've actually taken, you will have to use the app. The app is where all your data will be stored, and the watch will sync with your phone every so often using Bluetooth. So make sure your Bluetooth is always on. So to check how many steps you've taken or how many hours you've slept, you'll have to use the app. Here you will see all the data it has recorded from the moment you've turned your watch on and connected it with the application and your account. As you can see, you get a nice diagram of your sleep and your sleep cycle for every day you've worn the watch. You also can check out the weekly overview, which will let you know how much you slept over this week, what the average is, and really just gives you a good overview of how you've been sleeping this week. You can also check out your steps and the goal percentage you've reached for the day. It's some really basic tracking, but it gets you going anyways. Another nice thing is the watch is waterproof, so you can go swimming with it. Probably shouldn't go real diving with it, but swimming should be just fine. I think it can last up to 50 feet. One thing to note about the waterproofing is when the battery runs out, and it will, of course, it's still a battery. after 6 or 8 months, you'll have to replace it. You can do this yourself, but they advise you not to and just go to a jewelry store to have it replaced for you. This is to make sure that the waterproofing stays intact. What's also nice is that the watch sits fairly comfortably on your wrist. Mine came with the silicone band, but you can also order a leather band. But the silicone band does the job just fine to me. Though in the future I may pay the extra 50 bucks it takes to get the leather band just because I like how it looks. I should, however, warn people with big wrists. It's not a big watch, and if you're looking for big watches, this one definitely is not for you. It's only 36 millimeters, so if you have a big wrist, it might look a little bit silly. So in the end, would I recommend the Nokia Steel? If you're looking for some really basic tracking or some sleep tracking and you don't want it to get in your way, then I really think this is a good choice. It doesn't look like a smartwatch, and that's not the point either. If you're looking for a more advanced smartwatch, you should be looking at the Steel HR or something like the Moto 360, which has a screen and you can check your notifications and your messages on it. Though that really isn't the point of the Nokia Steel. Nokia Steel is made to track your daily life, to track your sleep without getting in your way, and I think it does a really good job at doing this. Keep in mind it's not the most accurate tracking in the world, and that is fine if you are not an athlete or a fitness junkie. If you just want to track your daily life, then this will do the job just fine. And at the price of about 130 euros here in Europe, I think this is a really good watch. However, there are competitors out there. Garmin has a hybrid watch like this, as well as Fossil, and they are hybrid watches which are a little bit bigger than this one. So you may want to look into those as well before making a decision. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.